Okay, gentlemen. Belt line is good here. Belt line is good here. I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. We've got a lefty against a righty, gentlemen, so I'm going to caution now. Watch the heads. All right, touch gloves. Back to your corner.
Anthony Joshua and Klitschko. Younger generation referee for this fight. And Tom, the fight in Madison Square Garden made clear this could be a difficult fight to referee, but in his early assignments that we've seen, Taylor is doing really well. Moving to his left there as Rungvisai reaches with the left hand.
Stop.
With your head again.
Action on head button, no cut. Guys, watch the heads. Watch the heads. Watch the heads.
I just don't know if I would change too much if I were Chocolatito. Yes, he didn't get the win. But I think most people thought he did win convincingly.
I don't think it's any major changes that Chocolatito have to make. I just think he needs to be more defensively responsible because Rungvisai is definitely coming back after Chocolatito punches, and he has to use a little bit more movement, subtleties, not a lot of big things.
Well, I'm always worried when a fighter says, okay, I need to stay away from the butts. Stay away from butts. They're part of the flow of the action. If you're fighting against a southpaw, it's almost always going to be a possibility. If you concentrate on that instead of on mounting your offense, aren't you headed in the wrong direction?
You're focusing on the wrong thing. You have to let the referee officiate the fight, and you have to focus on the actual fight itself.
Because maybe they're more speed reliant.
A heavyweight at 30 might just be getting started. A 30-year-old flyweight seems to be on the downside.
But
between rounds, Andre Ward, I didn't like the look on his face. He didn't look happy and he didn't look comfortable.
Yeah, Chocolatito, I didn't like the first round at all. I think Rungvisai definitely controlled the action, landed some heavy shots, and right now Chocolatito looks like he doesn't have any answers.
well, in a way, Chocolatito's been hoodwinked into not being Chocolatito. Hey, you didn't get the win when you've always otherwise gotten the win in your career. And the kind of actual events that occurred in that fight are being whitewashed because of the official decision. And now he's back to fighting this round a little more like Chocolatito, a little more aggressively, and he's having more success.
Exactly. Suddenly a different fighter as he starts to move his hands and fire away the way we've seen him do through most of his career. That was definitely not what happened in round number one. He's really something magical to watch.
We used to say in the old days that a championship makes a fighter 50% better. In other words, he now believes in himself in a new way and has even more to fight for to defend. And Rungvisai is fighting this fight with real confidence, as though he's the boss in there.
I felt when we met with the two of them yesterday that was the case. Rungvisai has a new sense of self. He really believes that he won a fight that he deserved to win and is the champion because he deserves to be that way. Chocolatito, I was surprised, was very honest that at 115 pounds, he doesn't have the same control of his opponents he used to have in combinations in round two, as it's a give-and-take round for both fighters.
Yeah, that's somewhat of a red flag when you hear a fighter verbalize that. Again, that's not something I would ever do, but maybe it's something he needs to do, is to be honest with himself about the move up in weight and the effect he's having. That remains to be seen. So Rungvisai said he trained four months for this fight instead of 2 months. We got to keep an eye on if that was too much training and if he overtrained for this rematch with Chocolatito.
Rungvisai has thrown 47 more punches than Román Chocolatito González. You used to never see anybody throw more punches than Román Chocolatito González. So times have changed, and Srisaket Rungvisai, though he's taking some leather, continues to fight confidently.
And Chocolatito did less in this fight. He's been known to go 200, 180 rounds. He sparred about 126, 130 rounds of this fight. Did away with the weight, so he did less when Rungvisai did more.
And Román Chocolatito González in the blue and white trunks.
Talk about Chocolatito's punch output. One of the reasons he's been able to remain so successful as he moved up in weight categories is he's always been a punching machine. You know, yes, the power didn't have the same effect as he moved up, but there were so many punches. He was crazy devastating in the super small weight divisions. because those endless combinations were thrown with real power. As he moved up, it was just a punching machine, and if you take that away from him, what's going to distinguish him in a fight like this?
He's got to find a way, Max. I mean, if you're going to be mentioned in that top 10 of the pound-for-pound list, when you move up in weight, you got to find a way to get things done. Even if your power doesn't travel, guys are bigger, you got to find a different way mentally to get inside and do what you need to do and execute your game plan to get the win.
Well, he did, but now maybe the decision in the last fights convinced him to do otherwise.
Hard right hand to the body by Chocolatito. Starting the fight with a little bit more confidence here in round number 3.
Getting hit a lot more in this fight than he did in the first one.
Yeah, Max, he just seems hesitant, like he's throwing back, but he doesn't seem to have the conviction that he did.
It's quite possible that Chocolatito in Srisaket Rungvisai has simply found the guy, the one person on the planet who might have his...
Why did I feel better than Rungvisai, I felt, but because he didn't get the official decision, him changing his style, and against a newly very confident fighter.
Something has altered his confidence, and maybe he can get it back as the action continues here.
He has to obviously respect Rungvisai's power, a very strong puncher.
Rungvisai's throwing heavy shots to the head and the body.
There's tremendous action from both fighters, but if anyone is landing with more authority in these first 3 rounds, it is Srisaket Rungvisai.
No question.
Hard left hand by Rungvisai. If you're going to be an offensive fighter, you're going to give away a little bit on defense. Román González has never been a winner because of his defense. He's been a winner because of his amazing offense. If somebody's going to rise up to match that offense, it's going to leave him wondering what the answer is. They fought 3 very hard-fought rounds here early going at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. Harold Letterman, our unofficial scorer. How do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, I got it 3-0, 30-27, Srisaket Rungvisai. I tell you, Jim, I think that the guy's not punching Chocolatito. Plain and simple. He's landing more. He's landing harder. He's landing at that right hook to the body. Look at that. Constantly, he seems to be getting off first, and he throws good combinations. What else can you ask for? Look at that.
Down goes Chocolatito on a colossal right hook by Srisaket Rungvisai.
Okay?
Guys, it just looks like the end of Chocolatito.
It certainly does. There's a body shot by Rungvisai.
He's extremely hurt right now. One more shot gets in there, it could be all over.
Over and over, Chocolatito has come forward toward Rungvisai, and rather than to throw, has allowed Rungvisai to throw first at him.
It's not simply that Chocolatito's...
And he goes a second time, and this is it. This is over. He is knocked out. Tremendous performance. Spectacular performance by a young man who may have just grown into the championship he won unexpectedly in New York. Chocolatito González, he is being taken immediately to the hospital for obvious reasons. Here's another look at the colossal right hook which ended the fight as Chocolatito wound up unconscious for a few moments on the canvas after that colossal shot. Andre Ward, boxing is the cruelest sport because inevitably you are defined by your losses rather than your wins. This, too much, will be what people remember about Chocolatito.
Which was devastating. But it was the fact that he was getting beaten. A guy who usually wins all the rounds.
Right.
He was getting beaten by a more plodding fighter. He was getting beaten to the punch, in a way outboxed and certainly outslugged in each of the first 3 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest comes to an end. The official time, 1 minute, 18 seconds, round number 4. The winner by knockout victory, and still the reigning WBC super flyweight champion of the world from Bangkok, Thailand, Srisaket Rungvisai.